Hello and welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports. And today we're going to look at where we're at as far as the 2025, where the racers are in the 2025 race across America. There's simultaneously race across the West happening at the same time because they launch out on Tuesday. Today is now Thursday. It's been about 48 hours, really close. Most of them left around 12-ish. It is now 11-ish in the morning. So like 47 hours from the time that they launched out. But it gives us a pretty good idea of what's going on within the race field. Race across the West is 860 miles. Race across America is 3,060-ish miles. So within the first day or so, you start to see who are some of the trail, mid, and front runners. And you see that because as you're leaving San Diego, beautiful 70-degree climate, you get into our deserts within about 100 miles, if not less. It just depends how they route how you are routed to get there. And you're in that desert midday, and it's 100 plus degrees Fahrenheit. And you stay in that heat for at least another 24 to 48 hours. Of course, when the sun sets, it's a little bit cooler, but getting out of California, getting into Arizona, all of that is hot. So within the first couple of days, you already start to see who is more susceptible to heat. And unfortunately, you start to see some folks already starting to DNF. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through how to read on the website. And so what you'll want to do is go to raamrace.org, and then you can pick, actually let me show you this here. So the first place that you'll pick here is you can go to follow the race, hit live tracking, right? So follow the race, live tracking, and then you'll get something like this. Here is the leaderboard. And you can sort this by last one first, first one first. This gentleman here is at 829 miles into the race. He is in the solo category. And then it gives you the timestamps for each one of the places that he has checked into, right? So time station 1, Borrego Springs. Time station 4, Parker, Arizona, and so on, right? So here, Cortez, Colorado, 1 day, 22 hours, 6 minutes. Okay, as I mentioned before, we're really close to 48 hours, so it's eventually that 1 day, 22 hours flips over to 2 days. Now, we have friends of the channel that are doing this race, so that is why I wish to cover this as time permits. I'd like to cover this. Our friends are, we can look at their mileage here, and our first friend that comes up is going to be, let's see, well, I thought it was supposed to be Giovanni. Let me just see, maybe I scrolled past Giovanni. Yeah, there's Giovanni. Giovanni is at mile 558, give or take, right? And you can see what time he's checked in at each one of the time stations. So there's Giovanni. The next friend of the channel is going to be Shawn. So there's Shawn. And then I must have missed Dorina. I've got an interview with Dorina on the channel as well. I don't see her for some reason. Unless no? Oh, she's doing raw. So up here, click raw. and then that'll help us find the other folks. So there's Dorina. That's another friend of the channel. So we will look at her individual history. All right. So that's one way to look at the race. Just go straight to the leaderboard and sort by whatever category you want to look at, RAAM or RAW, and then sort them either by name if you know the person's name that you wish to look for, or sort them for where they are on the route. But here's another way you could look at it. You just say, okay, here's the overall race. Here's the length of the race all the way to Atlantic City. Then I'd just like to zoom in a little bit like that. And there's your entire race field all captured together. What I start to look at is within the first day or so, because of all that heat, and until they get into Colorado, there is a lot of heat that they have to deal with. Now, fortunately for them, it's not that hot this year. It's only about 105, 108 degrees. That's not that bad. It seems like a lot, but when you see historically what the temps are, that's actually, wouldn't say cool, but it's not that hot. So this gentleman here, Fritz Gears, okay, he is trail right now. He is, well, there is one gentleman, I believe it's a gentleman, who has already DNF'd. So if we look at his data, then we can see that he DNF'd. He got about 286 miles into the course. And I can't tell here. It looks like he did get into Arizona, from what I can tell. Yes. Yeah. So here's a Salton Sea, and it looks like he got into Arizona. All right, anyway. So he DNF'd 286 miles into it. He did about 8,000 feet of climbing. Unfortunately, we don't ever get to know what that reason was. We don't know if it was heat. We don't know if it was, some folks have a lot of digestive issues, trying to digest all the amount of food that they have to consume to keep going, right? All right, so that's a gentleman that DNF'd. This gentleman here, 277 miles into the course. Now, another way to look at this is you could say, okay, at 11:14, he was traveling 21 miles per hour. That's probably a descent of some sort. And you can look at this, and his average moving speed for the course has only been 6 miles per hour. You have 12 days to finish. 6 miles per hour is not going to get it. So this gentleman is in serious jeopardy. That he is, even if he doesn't DNF voluntarily, when it comes to different checkpoints along the race, if he doesn't get to that checkpoint in time, he has DNF'd. Now at that point, you can continue to race because you've got your crew, you've got all the money that you spent to travel cross country, across the world. You can continue to race. You can continue to ride. You're just no longer in the race. And you could be, for yourself, for your own gratification, you could be an unofficial finisher. For yourself. RAAM, you're done with the race if you can't make it to that checkpoint in time. And that happened, I believe, to me when I did my two-person. We had so many crew issues. We had so much time off the bike. We had a lot of issues. And I think we got to one of the checkpoints like super close, and I think we got to another one. I don't remember. I'm sorry. It was 2007, so it's so many years ago. I don't remember the details. But I am an official finisher of that two-person race. Now the next person to look at here. So we're gonna close Fritz, and then we have Roger Foote. Now in my video from the start line, this gentleman had a heart attack in 2023. I don't know what his race preparation was for 2024, for 2025, but right now he is also trailing the rest of the field. So if we click on Roger, now we can see where he's at. He's currently 340 miles into the race, but his average moving speed is only 7.3. Once again, that's just not going to get you across. It's not even going to get you to the first checkpoint in time to then be allowed to continue, right? You have to average, I believe it's at least 10 miles per hour. I can't remember, 10, 11 miles per hour. You want to be north of that early on in the race because you only get slower as the race goes on. So if you're already below double-digit average speed, then you're only going to get slower and slower and slower. In fact, right now they're going through a lot of heat sections. They're going through the desert. But eventually, when they get into Colorado and places like that, they're doing a lot of climbing. So, of course, you're going slower because you're climbing. And so your average speed continues to drop. So you need to maintain a double-digit average speed all the way through Colorado, and then hopefully you can maintain it after that. Right, so that is Roger Foote. So he is seriously at the risk of not making it to the first checkpoint in time. So we're going to close out his information. Now let's check in with a couple of the friends of the channel. So here's Shawn. We did a podcast with Shawn. He's at mile 445. So now we'll click on him and we'll zoom in on him. Now earlier today, before I shot this, you could see here, this is the route, the red line. And so he is off the course here, and he has just gone possibly to catch some sleep or a hotel or something like that about 4 hours ago. So it would have been just a few hours after daybreak, about 7 a.m. or so. So you can see here he was off course, probably needed some time to sleep, and then back here you can see he's back on the course. Now his average speed is 12.6 miles per hour for the time being. He's got about 10 hours and 41 minutes of stop time. Now what I found interesting is there are other folks on the race. I don't have a stop time for them. It says no data, so I don't know what's going on, if it's impossible that they haven't stopped. I mean, you still have to stop to pee, you have to stop to do some things, even if you're not sleeping, is what I'm saying. You still stop. And there's no stop data for some of these folks. Now, 230 miles per day, that might get it, but possibly that's going to drop some more, because remember, we're going to head into the mountains of Colorado pretty soon. All right, so that's Shawn. So let's close that out. And then another friend of the channel is Giovanni. And Giovanni's way up here. So 558 miles into the course. And Shawn is 445. So let's just call that 120 miles. Now that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of a distance this early on. Most races are fairly close within the first day or so, and then the gaps start growing out. Just slowly but surely, the front runners pull away and the trail falls behind. Well, Giovanni appears to be doing really well, and unfortunately we have no data for his stop time. So I don't really know what his stop time is as far as sleep, active, rolling time. But he's averaging right now 288 miles per day. That's kind of, they just keep some type of running average so that the crew doesn't look at this, by the way, and it's unfortunate because they could see, okay, mathematically what's happening with your racer's time. Right, so he is, let's make sure that this is refreshed. 11:24, yep, this was only a minute or two ago, so we'll refresh that. And Arizona, Tuba City is the next waypoint, so about 42 miles to get there. Again, temperatures are in the 100 triple digit Fahrenheit, so a good enough struggle for anyone, even if you really do like riding in the heat, which Giovanni says he rides well in the heat. And here's Dorina, another friend of the channel. Now she's doing Race Across the West, and her goal, she's a 60 plus female, she's trying to break her own record of 3 days, 6 hours. I don't remember. I did an interview with her, and that video will be released shortly. But she is 592 miles into the race. She's averaging 300 miles per day. Again, we don't have any stop data. So, I mean, it's nearly impossible to ride for 47 hours and not have taken a little nap. I wouldn't say impossible, but there are some ultra cyclists that are very good at that. But it's good to catch a quick nap every now and then, especially if you can get somewhere shady, breezy in the heat of the day, take a little siesta, and then get back on the bike. So I'm curious where she's at as far as that goes. The next waypoint, according to this, is the finish, but that's not accurate because that's 270 miles. So for some reason, her tracker, something's going on. It's not showing us time station to the next waypoint. It's showing the total amount. So it's showing us where she is total and what she has remaining total. But she's doing really, really well. She's averaging 12.5 miles per hour with all that heat, all that wind, being solo. Yeah, she's doing really, really well. 60 plus female. She's really doing well, and that's good to see. So that's a quick wrap up as of 1 day, 23 hours, and 28 minutes into the race. So I appreciate you watching. I've kind of showed you how to pick a racer, a race flow, any of those kinds of things. Go have a look. There's also, by the way, if you're in someone's profile here, you can leave comments down below. So right here, you could just add a comment. You just have to allow Facebook or whatever. So for the time being, I'm going to let that out. And of course, comments on this channel in the description, in the comment section, I will then forward to their crew personnel to let them know, hey, you're getting some love from the channel viewers. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.